Hey you guys, welcome back to Retro Relic Zone. Today we'll be building Super Nintendo World, Universal Studios, Metal Earth's Peach's Castle 3D Metal Model Kit. So this is the package that it came in. I've opened it already. And these are the 3 pieces. I've never done one of these before, so I'm pretty surprised by how detailed this is. Now, I think it looks a lot bigger than what it's actually going to be, but regardless, I think it'll be pretty cool. I just went out to the store and bought some little metal wire cutters to help. I think really the hardest problem or hardest thing about this is separating the pieces from the metal sheets. I'll show you here. The see the like the little triangle, like you see the 2 holes and then there's that little piece there. What you need is a small set of wire cutters to basically go in where those 2 holes are to cut that little metal triangle. So I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying. Let me see if I can point to it. So like when you get a fine tip, these are actually pliers. Here's the wire cutters. When you get a fine tip wire cutter, you want to put the two arms like between those 2 pieces, and then when you snip it, it'll cut this piece of metal that attaches to the actual piece. So you definitely need a tool like this. I try to separate it with just using my hands, but yeah, it's not possible. You end up bending the whole piece, so might ruin it. Alright, so I just recorded a video of cutting this first piece out, but I was too zoomed in, so it kind of missed what I was doing. But anyway, what you want to do to cut these pieces out is, of course, you need this proper wire cutter tool. This is, I think some people have called it a jewelry tool. It just has really tiny arms on it. But what you want to do to cut out a piece is the flat part of this wire cutter. You want to place that against the actual piece, and then you put it into the section where the metal attaches to the piece, and you just snip it, and you can see the piece is free. So as long as you have the proper tools, it's not too hard. Alright, so I just put my first piece together. You can see this little window I added. So the instructions, you see they give you a little legend of what everything means. So E is the engraved color side, so that would obviously be this colored side, not the back side. So I took out a window. It was number 2 on, so this is sheet B. Yeah, this is sheet B, and it was window 2. There's actually, I think, a total of 3 or 4 windows. So that's 2, and then these other windows, nothing's pointing to them. So I guess they're also 2. I guess, I don't know. So anyway, I took out window 2 from here. And then what I had to do is I had to fold in the sides of the window first. Fold it in the sides. Then I folded down the top, and you have to like curve it over, so it creates that nice curved look on top of the window. And then the bottom part you also have to bend over. So once they're all bent, There's, you can see the little tabs. The little tabs go into the actual castle wall. And then once it's in, according to these instructions, you had to, the triangle means to twist the tab 90 degrees. So once it was in, I twisted 90 degrees, and that's what holds it in. It was pretty sturdy when I slipped it into the wall, but yeah, you definitely still want to twist them in so it doesn't fall out. You see, I mean, the piece is of metal with paint, so when I bought my tools, I didn't think I'd actually need the pliers, but it turns out you do. Because to move this stuff, to curve that was really difficult to do with your fingers. You need like little precision tools to do it. I slightly scratched the top with the tool. You can see that little chip on the side. Of course, you probably won't see it once it's all together. But, I mean, it's a hobby, so it's not going to be perfect. It's really small, too, so it's going to be, you know, kind of difficult to put together. I think this is something that, you know, obviously you need a lot of patience for. That window took me, I don't know how long, a couple of minutes. 3 or 4 minutes, maybe. I was just concerned. That was the first piece I've done with anything metal earth, so I wasn't too sure how delicate the metal would be. I don't want the metal to snap and like a piece break, so I tried not to bend it too much. But first piece looks pretty good. You can see also like behind the window piece, see how that design, that little flag is designed into the wall. I think that's like a guide to tell you where a piece goes. So that's pretty cool how they give you like a little confirmation of that's where it's supposed to go. So this is the finished result of Peach's Castle by Metal Earth. This is actually a few months after I built it. The process was extremely difficult, and I honestly would not recommend it to anyone. You can see I try my best, but there's some pieces that don't line up and look a little wonky. It's honestly, it's so tiny, it's hard to work with the metal. But, I don't know, I guess the final product resembles Peach's Castle. It's cool, but yeah, definitely more aggravating than fun to put together. At least for me. You might feel different. So besides this one, there's also a Toadstool's Cafe and a Bowser's Castle. And I own those, but I will not be putting them together. Because this was, like I said, not fun. But the result is kind of cool. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you decide to take this on for yourself, let me know how it goes.